we're gonna start this 2-year-old filly. I'll give you a little background about her so you kind of know what we're dealing with. She's basically gentle. She doesn't know anything. You know, she's not educated. She doesn't know how to give to pressure. She doesn't lead very well. But her owners have her where you can pet her and you can brush her, and she's really kind of a people horse. They spent some time, even though she was raised up in the hills. They have spent some good time brushing her and letting her know that she doesn't have to be afraid of people. So I'd much rather, if I've got to start, you know, a colt, I'd much rather have one that isn't afraid of people rather than one that's scared to death of a person. Because then you gotta, you know, there's so much, you have such a big job ahead of you trying to get them to trust you if they're scared to death of you. So this filly, we're already kind of ahead of the game here. And this is a pretty nice looking filly. Her conformation is good. I like her looks, and so far I like her attitude. But we're gonna get her started, and this video, my main goal here is to show you how to get one going in a Hackamore and a Snaffle bit. Some colts, you can't leave them in the Hackamore. They're just not Hackamore horses. But the ones that you can really turn out really nice, real light, and you know, there's a lot to be said for a Hackamore horse. And even with a Hackamore horse, there's times we're gonna put the Snaffle bit on them and do some things with the Snaffle bit. But we're gonna get started here. What we're gonna try to do today is get her moving off pressure, let her know how to give to pressure or move away from it. And I'll desensitize her a little bit, kind of stack her out a little bit. If I can, I'll saddle her. Her attitude tells me that I probably can get her saddled. And we'll just mess around and see how far we can go in this first session. I'm not going to start and go all the way through and ride her the very first session. I've done that. I used to do that quite a bit when I had to. But I don't like to do it unless I absolutely have to. And the reason why is because, you know, while it's good to introduce your horse to a lot of new things, one right after another, when it all comes bam, 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 all in one session, they kind of shut down. They kind of quit thinking. And yeah, they'll let you get away with a lot of stuff, but when you come back a day or two later, it's almost like, you know, you've never even done anything sometimes. There's exceptions to that rule. You know, there's always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, the way I like to do it, I like to have a lesson with a colt, get as far as I think I can, and introduce as much as I feel that colt can mentally handle that day. And then we might come back the next day and just repeat that lesson. Or if that goes good, we can go on to the next lesson. But I really don't want to be in any big hurry to just get on them. I mean, that doesn't really prove anything. I'm more interested in having a responsive colt. The one thing that I have noticed, those colts that you rush them a lot aren't nearly as, they're not as light, and they're not quite as responsive as a colt that you take more time with. So anyway, that's my goal, is to produce a light, responsive colt. We're gonna take our time with this filly. Now, if she is the kind that just wants to go ahead and accelerate fast, is a fast learner, well then, yeah, we'll go ahead and step her up, and we'll go as fast as she can handle. But like I say, my goal isn't to get the first ride on them, just all in that one lesson. We're gonna take our time and do it right.